Let my aunties and uncles get in here. I just want to know, can everybody hear me clearly? Been trying to fight with this audio, making a few adjustments to my audio. I want to know, can everybody hear me? Let my aunties and uncles get in here. We got to talk free agency. We have to talk ball. Elliot, give me a thumbs up if it's clean, like crispy. Shout out to Elliot, the first person in the chat box. How's the audio sounding, guys? Sounds clean, crispy, like Lay's potato chips. Good. All right. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Footsdaking as always. Thank you all for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Okay. Round one of free agency. We brought in. Oh, somebody said it's a piece of fuzz on my forehead. My bad, y'all. It's been a long day. We did bring in Javonte Williams, and I'm going to talk about him. And then we'll talk about the rest of this free agency period and just how the Cowboys do want to build their board and how they want to build their team. So I got to be honest, I never thought that the Cowboys were going to be major players on day one. Also, didn't think that they would lose Jordan Lewis. So that was like, who woke up today and said, you know what? Jordan Lewis is going to get $20 million guaranteed dollars from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Somebody in Jacksonville was doing their homework. And it's crazy. I actually like their new, very young GM, but somebody in Jacksonville was doing their homework. Congrats to Jordan Lewis. I won't begin to slight Jordan Lewis. I won't, because Jordan Lewis has been a great player for us, right? But to think that the Dallas Cowboys were going to sign Jordan Lewis wasn't happening. Was not happening. I just got to tell you, was not happening. But I do believe that Dallas will be a player at some point in free agency. What is some point? I don't know. But I do think that there will be a move made in free agency. A few. I do like the Javonte Williams signing, and we'll get into that in a little bit. I remember covering him coming out of UNC, and who knows, maybe they do pair him with another UNC. Like Javonte Williams, this is what I say. Javonte Williams is a RB2 through and through, but a good one. I think that he's better than Rico. I don't say that he's that much better than Rico, but I mean, from what I remember of Javonte Williams, like he was a fine player coming out of UNC. So it's one of those things where you look at it and you say, man, I'm just tired of the Cowboys not doing anything. But then I asked myself, well, who really got better today? Some will say the Pats, but the Pats were already not that great. Some will say this team, some will say that team, but those teams really weren't that great. Some will say Washington. We'll talk about Laramie Tunsil and, you know, who he is and how good he is really. You know, I know I gotta be honest. I do think that like with Tunsil, I think that I just gotta see it. Like I really do want to know, why would the commanders, All people. Washington Commanders. Why would they? I mean, excuse me, the Texans. Bad O-line. Why would they want to get rid of their best offensive lineman? Like that's just weird to me. Daddy duty calls real quick, y'all. I gotta brush my son's teeth. I'm trying to keep him on a schedule. So this is what I'm gonna do. I got this new fangled mixer. You guys know that I make music. I'm gonna play something. I want to know if you guys can hear this. Is that playing? Let's see something. Can you guys hear anything? I want to leave you guys with some music, but it's not playing. Can you guys hear music playing? No? No, sir. Okay. Hold on. Let me see something. Ooh. So it would do that when I get on here. Let me see something real quick, y'all. It would start doing that when I get on here. That's crazy. What about now? Can y'all hear it now? We good? Okay. This is on my new album. So they can't take this from me. Let me go brush my son's teeth. Y'all listen to this. Y'all vibe with this. Let me know what y'all think about this. Is it too loud? Too loud or no? All right, let me go. Give me a second. This was called Summer Rain. Give me a second. Let me go brush my son's teeth. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. We got stuff to talk about. All right, y'all. I'm back. Like I said, I had to brush my son's teeth. How are you? How did you guys vibing with that? How did that sound? Before we get to free agency, did that sound pretty good? That's some of the new music I'm working on. Give me a thumbs up if you guys like that. Something different, something groovy, something that we can sit with. So let me know how you guys like that. Somebody said the last one is hard. Yeah, that's Blueberry Love, man. I said, is it or let's play that. That joint get the dum, dum. Well, my man on the synth is crazy. Like my man on synth really goes dummy. So when I drop this, y'all gonna go get that? You know what I'm saying? We bringing back real music that we can dance to and skate to and vibe to. Hey, Jeff C said, sounding like Shaka. Yeah, man. The GOAT. Shaka Khan, man. For sure, for sure. I'm glad that y'all definitely rocking with that. Watch the way this synth come in. All right. I'm glad you're having a good time. All right. So anyway, free agency. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Maybe a long time. Just depends, man. So I think, hey, go. You already know. Man, it's that 80s. Yeah, it's something about 80s, man. Like, man. So free agency. Here we go. I do like the Javonte Williams sign. So let's look Javonte Williams game logs up, and I haven't. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've watched every rep of Javonte Williams and can act like I'm that nuanced, in who Javonte Williams is. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm not gonna act like that. But I will say that from what I know about Javonte Williams, especially from when he was drafted, he was a physical back that would get downhill, that could make people miss on occasion, but like he was a back that really wanted to run through you. Kind of reminds me a lot of Omarion Hampton. Just the injuries really did kind of derail him more or less. I'm pulling up his stats now. Let's look at his log. So in 2024, he averaged 3 yards a carry and only had 500 yards rushing. So that's not great. It's okay. I want to try to find his best year. So did have 1,000 yards in the league, which is interesting. Averaged 4 yards a carry in 2022. 2023 was his best. No, that's excuse me. He did not have 1,000 yards in the league. That's the yards from scrimmage. I need his rushing. Why is it doing that? Let me go to, but yeah. So with Williams, I just remember a back that was. We'll go to ESPN. So last year he had 500 yards. What did he do in 2023? 2023, Williams had 700 yards. So let's just say that this is his best year. And let's just kind of look at his game logs and just kind of see who he's been in the NFL. And if anybody knows who Javonte Williams is or whatever, just let me know. Let's get to this super chat, by the way. Yo, Foot's back again and a big fan of yours. I got to say, man, I thought we'd be able to land at least Travarius Ward. Is becoming frustrating. We'll get to that. Thank you for that super chat, Maurice. Hey, look, Maurice, I 100% agree. I thought that Travarius would be in play. I thought that Greenlaw would be in play. I do think that they still address those positions, whatever you want to call them. They address those. May not be the names we wanted, but, is what it is. Okay. Let's look at Javonte Williams for a second. Let's go to present. Let's share our screen. Everybody see this on the screen? So let's look at Javonte Williams. So Javonte Williams, let's just look at his game log. So, yeah. Had a big game against Green Bay. 5 yards to carry. Long 21 yards. Yeah, he's a bruiser. He's a RB2. That's who he is. In the red zone, can get the ball in there. Really is a Samaje P. Ryan type of back. Physical. I don't know if you'll ever build your offense around him. I know you won't ever. This team can't build their offense around him. And he's had injuries. Let's look at his 22 logs. Yeah, I think this was one of the years that he was out and missed a lot of time. But I know, there are Denver fans who love this guy. I just don't know if he ever became, being a second round pick. I don't know if he ever became what they thought he would be. Best season, his rookie year, and maybe they're holding on to that year. 900 yards as a rookie is pretty solid. That was 4 years ago, 2021. But that's good. You look at 200-yard games, had a long of 30 yards, had a long of 49 yards. So he's had some plays. It's just, and I will say this, I do know that Denver's offensive line hasn't been the best. Their scheme hasn't been the best. Their offense, outside of this year getting Bo Nix, hasn't had great quarterback play. So did that kind of affect teams being able to load the box? They really haven't had good receiver play either. Teams being able to load the box. Hey, he's one of their best players. Hey, if you want to look at something, they beat the Cowboys and he had 100 yards versus the Cowboys, 2021. So I like the signing. I think I don't think he's much worse than Rico Dowdle. Really like the same player. And the thing with Dowdle is, this is my thing. How much are you guys paying Rico Dowdle? Please tell me. How much is the chat box paying Rico Dowdle? because Foots ain't paying him a lot. Williams is a receiving threat. He's done some nice things out of the backfield. Like, I'm just not paying Rico Dowdle a lot of money. I'm not. And to me, I think it's a great security answer if you don't get it back by the third round, which you better. But what if the board falls in a way that you just can't pass up some of these picks? I'm here to tell you, cornerback is now a real need. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 Dallas Cowboys, corner is a real need. Real need. Right? Corner is a real need. So you could go corner, then linebacker's a real need. Oh, Foots, we're not drafting. You could draft a linebacker. I'm here to tell you, you can draft a linebacker for sure. And so what if now you go corner, linebacker, and one of the receivers that you like is staring at you in the third round, and you haven't got your running back yet? Man, I got to tell you. Thank you for noticing that it's time. The audio, I'm glad. So if the audio sounds clean, that means I'm doing my job, because I did get a new mixer, and I did that for y'all. I did it for y'all. Now, the interesting one is, let's talk about him. The interesting one is this guy right here. And by the way, everybody who spent money on free agency, they all think that their team is getting better. All of them. Everybody. Right? Everybody thinks their team's getting better. But is their team better? This is the interesting one, y'all. Let's talk about it. Everybody see my screen? Hold on. This is the interesting one. Ladies and gentlemen, Cooper Kupp set to be released. Let's talk about Cooper Kupp. Obviously, they're going in a different direction with the offense. And that kind of makes me wonder, okay, as smart as Sean McVay is, should we buyer beware? But we don't have a guy who can consistently win in any way. Dallas doesn't. Tolbert can't consistently win. I like Tolbert, but he can't consistently win. So we look at who Cooper Kupp is, and we say to ourselves, would we want Cooper Kupp? Would we want Cooper Kupp? And this, I don't think it's about, I thought I had my screen shared. Hold on, guys. I got y'all. So I don't think it's about just signing a guy just to sign a guy. I think it really is about signing a guy that makes sense. The Patriots made a lot of plays today. Signed a lot of guys. They also had a lot of cap money because they aren't paying anyone. So in them not paying anyone, sign whoever they want. Not paying a quarterback, they signed Harold Landry. I'm here to tell y'all, Harold Landry is the most overrated player in football. He just is. Like Harold Landry, but he's extremely overrated. You know, go look at his pressures. But they need help, so they signed him. Okay. But are they better? Are the Patriots better because they signed Harold Landry? I don't look at any move that they made today and say, man, they got better. Now, if you want to talk to me about the Bears shoring up their O-line, I could talk to you. If you want to even talk about Washington getting Tunsil, where I think that Tunsil is serviceable. No, let me not say that. He's above sir. But his penalties, Tunsil's penalties are out of this world, and that's a focus thing. I'm also hearing that Lance. Let's look at what Lance Zierlein said about Laramie Tunsil, and I thought this was interesting. And we'll read some of the replies. We got time. We just talking about free agency. We're just having a good time. Lance Zierlein, my buddy. Actually, I've talked to him a few times. This is what he had to say about free agent Laramie Tunsil. And I know he just wouldn't, because he actually lives in the Houston area. I know he just wouldn't put this out there just because. So I don't, this is Lance Zierlein, ladies and gentlemen. Lance Zierlein says, Laramie Tunsil, it's about the locker room. Everybody see that? That's why the Houston Texans moved on from Laramie Tunsil. See, free agency is one of those things, like, it's a car to me. I look at it as it's a car that looks great and just got cleaned up, and there's something wrong with the engine that the owner's not telling you about. No, Tuck, Matt, that was a wrong thing to. That was the wrong word to say. He's beyond service. He's a good player. He's a great player, but hey, Mickey, Micker, interesting name. No way, shape, or form am I trashing the Commanders. I literally want to know why certain players are available. Like, I don't know why. I have no idea why said player is available. I don't know. I'm literally just, I want to know why this player is available or that player is a bit, like, because again, we'll look back on some of these signings and say that was not smart. We will. So let's look at what Lance Zierlein has to say, and let's look at the replies. So it's about the culture. It's about culture in the locker room. You don't make this deal without a serviceable replacement. There doesn't look to be. Right now, I strongly dislike this move. The Texans need to get their room right. Also, they may have plans in the draft. Basically saying there's plans in the draft. They were going to take a step with Fisher. What culture? Yeah, that's kind of the problem. Not saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but this was on board at me. Bingo, huge part of it. So, I mean, it sounds like I don't know. It depends on who you ask. I think that we kind of all know. And then obviously the fall starts. Like, that's a big part of what I've heard with Tunsil is just like his focus is just off. But I think we all kind of know the name. We know the name Laramie Tunsil. So we're like, oh man, this is a steal, but is it really? My buddy Landon's live. Shout out to Landon. Let's see what else is going on Twitter, y'all. My timeline's all over the place. This is my For You. Let me get the following going. But I just think that sometimes in free agency it's hard because we aren't big players. Jeff did a cool mock. This is actually a really decent mock. Traded back, got Kelvin Banks, got Javonte Williams, hit a lot of good needs. I'm gonna tweet mock and say, I'm gonna tweet mock. I'm gonna tweet Jeff and say, great mock. And even with how good this mock draft is, like, this would be an awesome deal to me. Getting Kelvin Banks, getting Javonte Williams, getting Trey Henderson. Now you got him paired with Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams isn't in your plans full time, guys. And maybe, do y'all want me to do a mock draft right now? We could do one. But Javonte Williams, he's on a 1-year deal. It's literally safety. But I tell you, I would love this haul, and I would still draft another back. But then you probably need to get receiver or whatever the case. If you guys want me to do a mock, y'all want to do a mock? Y'all want to do a mock with me? We'll do a 3-rounder. Let's go. You guys deserve a mock because we don't do anything in free agency, so I might as well give y'all a mock. Here we go. Let's do a mock draft on the spot. But yeah, I mean, the Cowboys plan right now is, I won't say they plan not to fail, but I think their plan is to who we using, y'all? Who we using? Let's go here. All these simulators are so goofy, but we'll go 5 rounds. Normal speed. Let's go with the Cowboys. So, again, before we do this, I just want to say, guys, the plan is there will be moves made in free agency. I have to say that part. I got to be very clear. There will be moves made in free agency. It's just really about, in my opinion, it's about, okay, it's about how much. It's about, I haven't started my mock yet, guys. It's about how much. It's about, did you or when will you sign Micah Parsons, because you have to sign your own. And it's about getting the rest of your team locked in. Because I don't want to go into the draft knowing that I have to draft a corner in the first round. No, because if Tet's there, and I'm working on a video on Tet, guys, he's so good. Some of this separation stuff has just gotten ridiculous. It's literally the separation waffles. It's just become, it's a joke. And so, for me, and I agree with this. Hey, Greg, this is a great one. I would love to get Asante Samuel Jr. in here, especially just let him run around the slot, do what his dad did. I think his dad did play some on the edge, but he's a smart player. It sounds like, the Chargers have went in a different direction. I would love to get him in here. There are still names out there, but let's look at how this affects the draft, and let's see. Let's see what we can do. All right, here we go. I'm gonna play some music while I get the draft set up. You want to hear? This is my music, by the way. Like I said, we're going to an 80s vibe, man, for y'all. Let me get this draft set up. Who's that at the door? I've seen you. All right, mock draft simulator. Wait. Oh, here it is. Can you guys see the screen? Can you guys see the screen? Play the music for y'all while we draft. All right. Do we like that trade? Chat, do we like that trade? Detroit is willing to give us pick 28, give us pick 60, a second in 2026. I need picks this year, Detroit. We go look at some other trades. This is a good haul. I get their 54th pick. I move back to 23. I might do that Green Bay trade. Let's look at who's on the board first. Okay, Genty's on the board. Matthew Golden's on the board. Tet went. I want to say this. I've been one of the people saying, you know what? There's no way that, I've been one of the people on the board saying that there's no way that that Genty gets past Oakland. So I always say Oakland, Las Vegas. I got to tell you, I think there's a world where Genty does. I've talked to a lot of Vegas people. They still want a number one receiver. A lot of people in Vegas want a number one receiver to go with Brock Bowers. A lot of people don't believe in Genty in the first round. Not in Las Vegas. I thought that would be a slam dunk for them, but they're telling me, and one person is really significant in that community. He's like, they are not taking a running back in the first round. They don't think it makes sense. They have too many needs and they want to get a number one receiver. Okay, your guys is lost. We're going Ashton Genty in the first round. The Cowboys take Ashton Genty. Now we have two good running. Well, we have a great running back and a good running back. Something similar that Clayton Adams had in Arizona. Assuming Dallas does fix some of their needs and tries to get a little bit better in free agency, I would like this. Under the assumption that they've done a little bit more in free agency. I'm not moving back. We need good players. I'm sorry. All right, let's look at how the board fell. And I got to tell y'all, man, with this draft, it could fall just like this. The only one that didn't make sense was Shedeur. Well, Shedeur makes sense. Travis Hunter will not fall that far. You can forget that. I could see this happening. I can see that with Membu. He's apparently moving up a lot of people's boards. I can see the Patriots pairing Will Johnson with what they already have out there. Here's the thing with Christian. Here's the thing. There's no way that they would take Will Johnson over Travis Hunter. But I say that, and of course it'll happen. Love this pick for Miami. Mike McDonald gets his move player. Michael Williams goes. Jalen Walker, doesn't Jalen Walker just feel like that just feels like a Tampa Bay Bucks pick? It does. James Pierce Jr. is somebody I love. Okay. Let's look at who went off the board. So let's go. We went running back. Let's go defense here, guys. What are we feeling? Defense. Let's look at the needs. Let's go defense. Let's go linebacker. What's that linebacker? You guys liking any of this right here? Too rich for me. Sawyer is interesting. Let's go corner. I like some of these corners, y'all. I'm just saying. I like some of these corners. Let's see what chat box is saying because I'm actually on the page. Chat box. What we doing here? Chat, let me know. So, okay, with Kenneth Grant, if we're drafting Kenneth Grant here, we're saying that we have given up on Mozzie Smith. Are we okay with that, chat? We're done with Mozzie. If we're going Kenneth Grant here, we're saying that we've given up on Mozzie Smith. Are we okay with that, chat? Because if so, I'll turn the card in, but I got to know that we're okay with that. I can't say that Mozzie's not good. I want to say that Mozzie is a piece. He wasn't used correctly year one. He wasn't, guys. I'm just telling you. I've argued that time and time again. Okay. Chat, are we going Kenneth Grant? Get our plugger, sit in the middle of our defense. Now we're good on our D-line. Is there anybody we want on offense before we make this pick, guys? And we almost about to have the draft. Let's look at it. Yeah, you could talk me into Jaden Higgins, guys. You could talk me into Jaden Higgins. We already went running back. That'd be pretty cool if we double down, but we won't double down on running back. Guard, I'm good. Very bad guard class. Very bad center class. Although I do like Jared Wilson. But I'm just okay on this O-line class. This is interesting because Elijah Rojo is really good. Mason Taylor is really good. And those guys are going to go off the board by the second round if you don't get them early. But they're really good, secure, 12 personnel. You can live in 12. But we're saying we're okay. So we're good on Jaden Higgins, and we want to go Kenneth Grant. Is that what we're doing, chat? Yes, Donovan Jackson did go. The receiver from Stanford definitely did cook Travis Hunter, but the problem is his film in between then just hasn't been that great. He's a dog though, for sure. It's between Higgins and Grant. We got to draft. We got to go. We can't sit around and play with this. Higgins and Grant. Let me know. Oh, okay. Let's look at the corners, but I'm just saying. These are some good corners. I mean, these three. and this is where it's going. It's going to be between Max Harrison, because I have Max Harrison over, and especially what he did at the combine. I have Harrison over Zaire Thomas, over Trey Amos, and over Benjamin Morrison. Benjamin Morrison has the hip, no good. Trey Amos, I watched him at the Senior Bowl. I just wasn't impressed. I don't like the way that Darian Porter changes directions. He's too tall. I'm okay. It's going to be Harrison for me, Kenneth Grant for me, or Jaden Higgins. So out of those three, what are we doing, y'all? Those are the big three. What are we doing? Chat has spoken. Chat has spoken. Let the church say amen. Let the church say amen. The chat has spoken. Let the church say amen. We went Max Harrison, guys. I love this pick. Now we're drafting because, yes, D tackle is in need, but when it comes to corner, that's scary. If you got to play the Eagles week 1, Carson just isn't fast enough. His mindset, I like Carson, but it really did look like it was just too much for him year 1 in the NFL, and I just don't know if he has NFL speed and if he ever will. At least we know that Max Harrison can run. That's at the very least. We're going to reject this. All right, let's look who's on the board. Marcus Bowe. Don't know how realistic that is. Don't see him being there. Guys, it would be hard not to pick Carson Schwarzenegger because I want to just look at the receiver room. Ooh, there's still some heat here, guys. Okay, let's talk. Got Savion Williams, got Jack Bech, got Jalen Royals. This is probably tier 2 moving into tier 3 of the receivers. I like it. Let's look at the defense. Love Carson Schwarzenegger. Love him. Missile, and we need a linebacker. I think he could come in day 1 and play next to Maris Luafau. Don't love the edge position. I do like the D tackles, though. I do like the D tackles. And knowing what I know about this D tackle class, it may stretch a little bit. Like, you could possibly be staring at Jordan Phillips in the 5th, but I love TJ Sanders. I love Josh Farmer. I think that he's over. I don't know if he's over Omar Norman Lott and Alfred Collins, but he's different in that his motor is really, really good. All right. How we feeling? Collins, Bech. We already went corner. Farmer, Savion Williams. If we go Savion Williams, do we have a plan for him? Do we have a plan for him? Do we have a plan for him, chat? There's 400 people in here, by the way. Are we smashing the like button? I won't make another pick until you do. Just to do the guards, the guard class just wasn't it, man. He just wasn't it. They just weren't it. So we went Genty, we went Hairston. I feel really good about this haul. Went Genty, went Hairston, but now, okay, do we want to go D tackle? Do we want to go linebacker, or do we want to go receiver? We went offense, defense. Do we go back offense? I think so. Guys, I just don't want to I don't want to see Jalen Tolbert anymore. I like that. Let's do it. Let's do TJ Sanders or Savion. Chat, vote. Let me know. Chat, let me know. TJ or Savion? TJ or Savion, guys? Come on. Send it in. Savion's cooled down. And you know what? Because he's cooled down, I think he's going to be the one that hits. Savion Williams, you are a Dallas Cowboy. We'll use him as a move player. He can also develop into our true outside receiver. He catches everything. He's physical after the catch. He is hard to bring down. The only problem is now, guys, we are waiting for a long time to draft. But I would not be mad at Ashton Genty I'm going to type this out, guys. Can we make sure that we're smashing the like button as well? Ashton Genty, Max Hairston, Savion Williams. That's a haul. That's a haul. 3 players that are going to play right now. Right now. That's a haul, guys. We're sitting through round 4. It would be nice to get that 4th round pick back, but what do we have to do to get that pick? You had to trade back. But it would be nice to get the Mingo pick back. But that's a haul. Smash the like button, y'all. Smash the like button. Where my mods at? Smash the like button, y'all. All right. Dallas survived the storm. We survived the storm. We survived the storm. You got your starting running back for years to come at Ashton Genty. Amazing, amazing player. Got your receiver. Got your corner. And I think with Max, if Diggs can give you anything, great. Thank you, Diggs, because you were paid to do your job and you haven't been healthy. But if you can't, Max, you're on deck. All right. Let's look at it. Let's look at the DTs. Howard Cross is interesting. Like him, don't love him. Elijah Roberts is interesting. The one that I really would like is Anais Peebles. Even though he does play in the same way that Osa plays, that 3 get-up field guy, I still like what he does. I love Ty Robinson. He will probably be more of a 1. Take up blocks. This is the one. Oladejo used to be an off-ball linebacker. Really fast, really physical. Do we double up at corner? Noah Williams. I don't know why he would be here because I got him rising up boards. So that would be interesting. Let's look at offense. Do we double down at running back? It's possible. Ollie Gordon is still there. Rocket Sanders, Dylan Sampson, which is very interesting, but that could happen. Jordan James. RJ Harvey is staring at us, guys. Quarterback. Got what you want at quarterback, so I wouldn't do that. What we doing, chat? What are we doing? RJ Harvey is really interesting, and so is Ty Robinson. Ty Robinson makes a lot of sense for me just because I know he's that big body D tackle that's physical. And I don't think that we need a 3 more than we need a 1. I don't think that we need a 3 more than we need a 1, excuse me. Ty Robinson, you're a Dallas Cowboy. 2 more picks in the 5th round, guys. I think I got to get my quarterback here. I definitely could double down at running back, but I want to get my quarterback just because I can't let another year. I can't get cooked. Max Brosmer, really interesting. Curtis Rourke, really interesting. Anybody want to do DJ Ugalele, who's awful this year? We got to draft a quarterback now, guys, and we don't have one. Cooper Rush may get money in the open market. We're going Curtis Rourke, guys. Athlete, field general, and look what we got at running back. Look, we still got a hell of a running back room, guys. I mean, hell of a running back room. Let me look at the linebackers real quick. See, there's just nothing I like at linebacker. Lindenberg is interesting. Try hard guy. Kobe King is as well. I had him rated much higher last year. I think that this year he just didn't have the same year. Didn't move as well. Noah Williams is still staring at us. If we wanted to do a 2-corner special back when like Cheeto, wasn't that Cheeto and Jay Lou, they were drafted together? Safety, don't like any of these safeties. You guys want Shiloh Sanders on the team? This is the one, but I would ask him to play off ball. I wouldn't ask him to play edge. And Femi Oladejo. But for me, I know people are gonna hate this. I'm doubling up at running back, and I'm gonna tell you why. Javonte Williams is in our plans, but not for the long term. I want to have two good running backs, and we can just run the heck out of the football with juice. And my pick may surprise you guys, but I'm gonna go Jordan James. Now I love RJ Harvey, but I think that Jordan James is a much more complete running back. I think that Jordan James is a much more complete running back. And for our last pick, guys, we'll go back to the defensive side of the ball. I got to draft Noah Williams just because he's still there. That just wouldn't make sense to me that he would be there. But if he was, I love it. I would absolutely, positively love it. How do we feel about this haul? Ashton Jeanty, Max Harrison, Savion Williams, Ty Robinson, Curtis Ward, Jordan James, and Noah Williams. So I threw bodies at the cornerback position. Still need to address linebacker and free agency. But now we got a weapon in Savion and a weapon in Ashton Jeanty. We did enough on defense. We did enough. You got running back depth for years to come. I would feel pretty good about this draft. I would feel pretty good about this draft. How about you all? I would feel pretty good. Now, at the end of the day, the Cowboys aren't done in free agency, guys. They aren't. That was a fun exercise. The Cowboys aren't done in free agency, but I think that they do need it. You got to do something. And you guys know I'm optimistic. You know, I'm optimistic to a fault probably, but I see what you were saying. I got a little, it's all good, man. Put a little lint or something. I'm optimistic to a fault, but I will say Dallas has to be somewhat active in free agency. They don't have to do what the Patriots did today because they frankly don't have that money because they have to pay 11. But they need to be somewhat active in free agency. I think they will. All right, guys. It's your boy Foots as always. I love you all. Let's see what tomorrow brings us. I think tomorrow might bring us something. All right, y'all. Peace.